nothing like this in the history of boxing. Since it began 250 years ago, it's never seen anything like this. I believe this is going to be great for boxing. I believe we're going to win.
He's going to have, after the fight is over, then so be it. I'm already in a no-win situation anyway. To me, it's a win-win. But I'm in a no-win because if I knock him out fast in the first round, they're going to be like, oh, man, this wasn't worth it. If I let it go a few rounds and drag it out, they're going to be like, oh, man.
I've always been in the gym training. I'm boxing professional fighters. Activity is great. I had 15 fights in 1 year when I was younger, and I think activity is great, but I'm prepared. I'm just ready to go.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson come face-to-face in a tense and highly charged encounter, where both boxing legends exchange intense words. The atmosphere quickly heats up as emotions rise, creating a moment filled with raw energy and mutual intensity between two of the sport's most iconic figures.
Bring that shit up no more.
No, they should bring it up.
Okay.
They should see the difference from there to now.
Gotcha.
Me at my worst, to me at the biggest event in the history of events right now. There's never been any bigger than this. So what they have to say about that?
What does that say about you if you lose?
Well, I'm not going to lose. So I can't even fathom losing. I can't even imagine it. I think he thinks this is going to be a very easy night. It's not going to be an easy night.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. remains calm yet confident during the heated face-to-face encounter, carrying himself with his usual self-assurance. He looks fully prepared and determined, showing that he still possesses the same elite skill and burning fire that defined his legendary career.
Control, go out there, have some fun, and do what I do best. And that's be Floyd Mayweather.
Mike Tyson says he is fully prepared for the challenge, emphasizing that he has been training harder than ever. Looking sharp and focused, he carries a strong sense of confidence, believing he can rise to the occasion and deliver when it matters most.
But the fighter's waiting for his money. By the time he gets his money, everybody else took their percentage out already. So you don't know who's who. You get what they give you.
You look good. How you feeling physically?
Incredible.
You've been training?
Listen, I was wearing an extra large. It looks like I wear a large.
Rafael Cordero, trainer of Mike Tyson, believes Tyson is currently in better shape and sharper form than he was during his exhibition fight against Roy Jones Jr. He emphasizes that Tyson's conditioning, focus, and overall performance have improved significantly, suggesting he is more prepared now than in his previous return to the ring.
Perfect time with perfect place now. Where's Mike? Put everything together. So mentally, physically, we're excited. If the fight was next Saturday, you will be ready for it. We talk about Roy was 4 years ago. Today, Mike is much better than he was when he fought.
Mike Tyson looks fully sharp in training camp, sparring at full power and pushing his limits every session. His intense preparation and focus show a fighter who is determined and ready to take on the upcoming challenge with maximum effort.
We'll put it aside. Okay. I'll be right.
Good. Round one. Oh. Feel. Cut the ring. Exactly. Cut the ring. Exactly.
Meanwhile, Tony Jeffries recently claimed that Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s return is driven by ego, suggesting he struggles to accept being overshadowed, especially following the attention around Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
It's easy because Floyd always was the bad guy. Once again, he's gonna be the bad guy. And I think that if there's any way to try to remove his O, it may happen.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is training intensely in camp, moving with remarkable sharpness and agility. He looks surprisingly youthful, showcasing the same speed, precision, and fluid movement that defined him during his prime, proving his skills remain at an elite level.
We've got to make as much money as we can while we can and then get out of the sport. But with these two, they're multi-millionaires. And I want to get into the tail of the tape and talk about exactly the records and all of that stuff with it. But first, I just want to say, I believe that these are doing this for different things. Mike Tyson is doing it purely for the money. Purely for the money. Floyd is doing it for the money as well, but also I believe Floyd's doing it for that limelight. You've seen the numbers that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul got, and I think this is the most viewed fight of all time, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm sure it was. It was hosted on Netflix, and Floyd's been one in the past with his ego that he wants to just, be in that limelight all the time. And when you're not in the limelight all the time, you want to have...
Floyd powers through heavy bag sessions with explosive force and pinpoint precision, displaying his signature speed, refined technique, and unwavering focus as he sharpens every aspect of his game.
Slide and drop. Punch it, wait it, here we go. Drop, drop. Walk it, walk it, walk it. Pitch it. Pitch it. Six. Punch it. Pitch it. Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your...
Henry Cejudo strongly questions the direction boxing is heading as legendary fighters continue to return for exhibition bouts, pointing out that Manny Pacquiao is being linked to a fight with Rosalind Pivkoff while Floyd Mayweather Jr. is connected to a potential clash with Mike Tyson. He believes these matchups are driven more by financial opportunity than true sporting purpose, describing the situation as unusual and somewhat uncomfortable, especially when older fighters are brought back for another run. His concern is even greater in Tyson's case following his recent high-profile return against Jake Paul, which already sparked widespread debate about the sport's future and integrity. At the same time, Henry Cejudo acknowledges that the scale of the event will be massive, especially with a platform like Netflix involved. Despite the criticism surrounding these matchups, there is undeniable curiosity. He suggests that the real story lies in the decline of the fighters, questioning who has lost more sharpness, Floyd Mayweather Jr., who has been inactive for years, or Manny Pacquiao, who has endured far more battles over his career. This uncertainty adds intrigue, even for purists who dislike the very concept of these exhibition fights.
The analyst Henry strongly questions the direction boxing is taking as legends return for exhibition bouts. He points out that Manny Pacquiao is set to face Ruslan Provodnikov, while Floyd Mayweather Jr. is linked with Mike Tyson. To him, these matchups feel driven more by financial opportunity than sporting necessity. He views the situation as strange and uncomfortable, especially when older fighters are brought back for another run. The concern around Tyson is even sharper after his recent high-profile return against Jake Paul, which already sparked debate.
And Mayweather's taking on Mike Tyson of all people. I mean, that's the most money motivated thing I've ever heard. It's utterly bizarre. And I don't want to see Mike Tyson anywhere near the ring again, especially after that Jake Paul fiasco. This whole thing's incredibly weird. I don't like it. I'm a proper boxing fan, and these fights to me, this OAP stuff they've got going on when they bring back these old fighters for one more go at each other, it's just not something that I particularly enjoy. Now look, it's going to be on Netflix. It's probably going to be a massive event. I'm probably going to end up covering it because they are two former champions of note and it is going to go on their professional records. But if you thought the first fight wasn't particularly entertaining, I can't imagine this one's going to be much better. The one thing I will say is that I believe Pacquiao's in better condition than I realized after the effort he put in against Mario.
Adollah raises serious questions about the reported clash between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson in Congo, wondering whether the event is genuinely happening or quietly losing momentum. He finds the unusually early announcement puzzling, with the fight revealed in February but scheduled for September, a gap far longer than the standard 3 to 4 month promotion cycle. This extended timeline suggests either an ambitious global build-up or uncertainty behind the scenes. Adollah also considers Netflix's strategy, noting its focus on staging spectacle-driven matchups to attract maximum attention.
A proper fight in such a long time, which you could argue means he won't be as sharp in the ring. But then on the other hand, Pacquiao's had way more fights than Mayweather has, so you could argue he's got less left in the tank. It's difficult to figure out what it means for either guy, and we don't really know which way it's going to go. But I guess, if I'm being really honest, as much as I don't love it, there's always going to be a little bit of intrigue there. Kind of don't like myself for it, but I'm just being honest with you guys. And I think if we want to have a real conversation about what this fight represents is a continued frustration around the truth about the first fight, which was that it came too late and it turned into more and more of a cash grab. This fight embodies that to a whole new level. Even for the broadcaster Netflix, I don't believe they're truly invested in the sport of boxing. They'll take one-off big events that get them more subscribers, that increase their revenue, that increase their subscription base, but they don't really care about the sport. If they did, they'd be putting on a lot more events than just these mega fights that involve, influencers and fighters that are well past.
From crossover concepts to the massive numbers generated by Jake Paul events, the platform clearly prioritizes mass appeal. Adollah admits that the formula likely works, even if it sometimes feels random. Despite his skepticism, he speaks as a genuine admirer of Floyd Mayweather Jr., whose brilliance reignited his passion for boxing, evolving from the era of Mike Tyson's dominance to the rise of British icons and eventually back to America. He regards Mayweather as a rare figure who mastered both marketing and ring intelligence, much like Conor McGregor did in his own sphere.
Also talk about Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson in the Congo. Is that now scrapped? Why are they announcing this several months before the event? I mean, is it a massive build-up? I mean, when you think about it, most fights are announced 3 months, 4 before an event. This one, September. We are in February, people. Like, what is going on? I mean, what are Netflix doing? Netflix are kind of, obviously, they're picking up and putting on really random stuff. Like Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. If you are an MMA fan, that fight was supposed to happen way more than a decade ago. Way more than a decade ago. They're doing it now. Will it get big numbers? I guess it kind of will. They've obviously done the Jake Paul stuff. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Jake Paul versus AJ. They done massive numbers. Crawford Canelo, a serious fight.
Wade Plemons shares his candid perspective on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s return to the ring, emphasizing the tension between legacy and financial motivation. He explains that watching a boxer of Floyd's stature compete again at this stage can feel underwhelming to fans, as it suggests the choice is driven more by profit than a true passion for the sport. For longtime followers, there is a lingering discomfort in seeing a legendary career potentially overshadowed by the pursuit of money rather than pure athletic achievement.
Massive Floyd fan. Like, my journey into boxing, obviously when I was young, it was very much Mike Tyson, but then it went and became a UK thing. The ITV days of, I don't know, Ben Eubank, etc., Michael Watson, and then eventually Joe Calzaghe, Prince Nassim, etc., etc. My reason for going back and watching American boxing is solely down to Floyd. Like, I was obsessed with everything Floyd Mayweather did. I thought he was a genius when it came to marketing and a genius in the ring. Like, it's very rare that the two go together, which is why I think everyone kind of fell in love with Conor McGregor, right? Because Conor McGregor was a genius outside the ring in terms of how to sell a fight. And in the octagon, he actually proved that he can fight as well. Floyd, obviously on a completely different level, but you know what I mean? Very similar. Someone that talks the talk and walks the walk. And Floyd most certainly.
Despite media speculation about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s finances, Wade Plemons firmly rejects any claims that the fighter is in monetary trouble, emphasizing that he is not struggling to meet obligations. He points out that headlines suggesting massive debt are misleading and exaggerate the situation. At the same time, Plemons openly acknowledges that the event is undeniably lucrative and that financial incentive plays a key role in making it happen. While some may view this as disappointing or purely commercial, He frames it as a calculated decision that balances Floyd's continued competitive spirit with the realities of opportunity. In his view, it serves both as a spectacle for audiences and as a demonstration of Mayweather's careful management of his career and brand.
The money he owed to the IRS because of the terrible business and real estate investments that he's made, and apparently some of these have gone under, and he is owed back rent, or he is owing back rent, and he is delinquent on a lot of payments for a lot of different things right now. These things seem to have added up for Floyd, and now it's pretty apparent that not only is he doing these, bank robbery style exhibitions, but it looks like he absolutely needs to do it, which is very, very sad. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Floyd Mayweather as an individual outside of the ring, but I never want to see athletes have their money mismanaged or mismanage their own money so badly that they go broke in retirement, and it looks like that's kind of what's happening. And here's
Ariel Helwani shared a strong perspective on the upcoming bout between two boxing legends, raising concerns that have sparked discussion among fans. He believes the fight is largely unnecessary, questioning the value of bringing fighters back at an advanced stage in their careers. To Helwani, the match feels more like a spectacle than a meaningful sporting contest, as both competitors are well past their prime and no longer at peak physical ability. He emphasizes that the risks involved may outweigh any entertainment or financial benefits, stressing that the health and well-being of the fighters should remain the top priority. His comments reflect a broader debate in boxing about the resurgence of former champions, especially when such events appear driven more by publicity or profit than by genuine athletic competition. While fans may feel excitement at seeing familiar names back in the ring, Helwani urges caution, noting that age inevitably affects speed, reflexes, and endurance. In his view, the fight may not be necessary and could potentially undermine the legacy of both fighters rather than celebrate it.
These corporations and companies, they're looking to make profit. And if they put out a pay-per-view, and a lot of people, another thing is the fighters. I'm blaming the fighters too, because there's a lot of guys, they're not bigger than the fighters of yesteryear. That's why you can have a Floyd Mayweather and a Mike Tyson, whose brands are so big. This is going to be a big fight. It's going to be, just because it's a freak show, circus fight, whatever you want to say. Some people are going to be mad at it. I don't want to see it, blah, blah, blah. But the curiosity is always going to get the best of the masses, especially if they put this on Netflix or Amazon or whoever, right? And that's the reality. A lot of these new fighters, Gen Z fighters, people under...
Johnny Nelson recently offered insight into the dynamics behind the highly anticipated meeting between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr., highlighting aspects that many fans might overlook. He noted that despite their age, Mayweather continues to display remarkable speed, power, and precision, moving with a sharpness that surprises even seasoned observers. In training, he demonstrates a youthfulness in his technique, hitting the heavy bags with intensity and focus that reflect years of disciplined preparation. Nelson also emphasized the human side of boxing legends, explaining that decisions to return to the ring are influenced by more than pride or competition. Financial responsibilities, family considerations, and the desire to maintain relevance all play a role. While some fans worry about legacy risks, Nelson reminds viewers that these fighters remain highly skilled athletes, capable of performing at an elite level by blending experience, natural talent, and strategic preparation.
You're going up against Floyd Mayweather. This guy was unbeaten as a fighter. He still physically has ring craft. He still physically can move about the ring and do what he has to do. I think for Mike Tyson, he's going to be very frustrated. He will want to lay a shot on him to get rid of him, but unfortunately, you slow down. Father Time gets the better of us all, and even though I think when it comes to a fan's favourite, I'm quite sure most of the fans I'd love to see Mike Tyson put Floyd in his place, and that's probably what will be the attraction as well. But you've got to remember, Mike Tyson's 59 years old. You've got to remember, Floyd Mayweather is still hitting the bag in the gym. He's still moving around, even though he's 48 years old. But you've got to remember, these guys are individuals, their fathers, their brothers, or whatever. And they still want to earn a massive chunk of money. Where's Mike Tyson? Whatever they're getting paid. Where's Mike Tyson at 59 going to earn this kind of money? Where's Floyd Mayweather at this time of life going to make this kind of money? It doesn't matter what we say about legacy. These guys are still going to live. These guys are still thinking, you know what, I'll take the heat, I'll take the criticism, but you know what, my bank account's all right, my family's all right. And I know it's crude. And I know it takes the shine off it, but that's real talk. So these guys are now in a position where where people want to pay them a lot of money to fight each other. It's against somebody they don't like. So again, ego's going to get the better of common sense.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you next time.